In this class, we'll see about multilayer perceptron. And if you consider, in case of the single perceptron, we have certain limitations. It is working well for the OR gate. And in the previous class, we have seen the AND gate also. There we assume the perfect weight. We have not learned anything, but it is working well for the AND gate also. So if the single layer perceptron is fine, then why we need to go for complex design? So in case of single layer perceptron, we have limitations. We will see that now. So this single layer perceptron learns the linear decision boundaries represented by a straight line. That means that if you have samples belonging to two different classes, if they are separable by a straight line, you can use the single layer perceptron. Okay, so we will say that single layer perceptron are limited to solving problems that are linearly separable. So what is the meaning of linearly separable? You should understand this term. If two classes are linearly separable, it means that we can draw a single line to separate the two classes. You can consider here the AND gate and then OR gate. If you consider the AND gate, the output of the AND gate is 1. Here, white circle represents 1 output and black circle represents 0 output. In case of the AND gate, the output of the AND gate will be 1 only when both the inputs x1 and x2 are 1. So you can see this here. I have drawn this white circle for x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to 1. And for the remaining 3 cases, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, the output will be 0. Okay. Similarly, for the OR gate, the output will be 0 when both the inputs are 0. For all the 3 other cases, it will be 1. Now, if you consider these two diagrams, you can separate the positive classes and the negative classes from each other by means of a straight line. So let me, here, if you consider this particular diagram, let me draw a straight line here. When I draw a straight line here, I can separate positive and negative classes. Similarly, for the OR gate also, if I draw a straight line here, I can separate positive and negative classes. Whereas, if you consider the XOR gate, if I draw a straight line, I cannot separate positive and negative classes because in XOR gate, you will know that output will be 1 only when any of the input is 1. When both are 0, output will be 0. When both are 1, output is 1. Okay, so here we cannot draw a linear line to separate the positive and the negative classes from each other. So that is the drawback. So in this case, we cannot apply a single layer perceptron. Okay, so this is a main limitation of single layer perceptron. If your problem is linearly separable, then you can solve that problem by means of single layer perceptron. Otherwise, you cannot solve that. So AND gate and OR gate can be solved by single layer perceptron, but XOR gate cannot be solved by single layer perceptron. So what is the solution for that? If our problem is not linearly separable, we need to go for multi-layer perceptron. In case of a multi-layer perceptron, as I told you now, you will have the input layer, then there will be output layer, and you will have intermediate layer, that is nothing but hidden layer. And I already told you why it is called as hidden layer. In case of input layer, it is interacting with the outside world by receiving the input. Similarly, the output layer is also interacting with the outside world by sending the output to that. Whereas hidden layer is not going to interact with the outside world. It will be interacting only with the adjacent layers. So it is called as hidden. Now, in this particular thing, I have a multi-layer perceptron. It has 4 neurons in the input layer. So that means that I will have 4 features. Always the number of neurons in the input layer will be equal to number of features you have. Okay. So here we can represent 4 features. So I have selected 4 neurons in the input layer. And in the hidden layer, I have selected 5 neurons. You can select any number of neurons in the hidden layers. Here I have selected 5 neurons in the hidden layer. You can even select 3 neurons or otherwise 10 neurons. It is up to you. So I have selected 5 neurons in the single hidden layer. And then I have a 1 output layer. In that I have selected 1 output neuron. Now, always whenever you are going for this network, all the input neurons will be mapped to all of the hidden layer neurons. So that means that from every input neuron, you are going to connect to every neuron in the hidden layer. So here I have 4 neurons in the input layer. All the 4 neurons will be connected to each of the 5 neurons in the hidden layer. And then each neuron from the hidden layer will be mapped to single output layer according to this particular diagram. So you can see from every neuron in the hidden layer, there is a connection to the output layer neuron. And then each neuron in the hidden layer has a bias associated to it. And also each neuron in the output layer also have a bias. Okay, we never associate any bias to the input layer. And each of the connected path will have some weight. So here for all the path, all the links, you are going to associate some weights. So this is a basic. Now, let us see how many number of parameters you have to learn when you go for this particular network. In the AND gate, we have seen, and the OR gate, we have seen in the previous example, totally we have learned only 3 parameters, W0, W1, and then W2. Okay, but if you consider this particular network, how many parameters your network has to learn? That is nothing but how many weight values it has to learn. So once the circuit is given, you should be able to identify that. Always remember, the number of weights between input and out hidden layers is nothing but, now I am going to calculate this. If you consider here, we have so many weights. How many weights you will have? This is called as fully connected network. What is the meaning of fully connected network is, every neuron will be connected to every other neuron in the next layer. That is called as fully connected network. So here, if you consider this, in this case, I have 4 neurons in the input layer. Each neuron is connected to 1 neuron in the output layer. Sorry, each neuron is connected to all the neurons in the hidden layer. Okay, that means that each of the 4 neurons will be connected to each of the 5 neurons in the hidden layer. So totally in this, I have 20 connections. That is given by 4 multiplied by 5. Now, let us consider this. So here I have 20 weights between input layer and then hidden layer. Now, let me see how many weights are there between hidden layer and then output layer. If you consider this, you can say that there are 5. So what is the general formula? The general formula is number of neurons in the hidden layer multiplied by number of neurons in the output layer. So here I have 5 neurons in the hidden layer and 1 neuron in the output layer. So it is nothing but 5 multiplied by 1, totally 5. Then, as I already told you, you have to consider bias also for the hidden layer as well as for the output layer. So number of neurons in the hidden layer is 5. Therefore, we will have 5 bias in the hidden layer. For every neuron, 1 bias will be associated. So totally 5 bias we will have in the hidden layer. Then in the output layer, we have 1 neuron that will also have the bias associated with it. So totally in the output layer, we have 1 bias. So when you proceed this problem, you have to totally compute 20 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1. That is nothing but 31 weight value you have to learn. Okay, so always the learning of parameters is a difficult task. So that's why we will say, don't go too much deep. Whichever is the level required for your problem, you can select only that much. Otherwise, computational cost will be more in your program. Okay, so for this particular given problem, the total number of parameters to be learned is 31.